It gives me great pleasure to introduce episode 150 of the Sussex by the Sea podcast. Absolutely marvellous. 6 years of success after success. A bit like my club Hastings. Absolutely, the sky is the limit. Who would not want to be in this company? First of all, I must say a big hello, Mark from Sittingbourne, Terry from Margate, Windy John who follows Hastings, the mighty Robert GRAUELL of the 10 German bombers of the Hastings United wing, and how so much it's needed that we need those German bombers to come over, possibly, I don't know, maybe drop a bomb or two on the pilot field might help. And we've also got Rob from Horsham, the mighty Horsham, who go from strength to strength. John from the resurgent CANVEY, and Rob from the they've turned it round again, Folkestone. Hello to all of you lovely people.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Everyone.
Okay, guys, it's an eventful week as always. As I was mentioning just before we started, the highs and lows. You know, I was a Sussex podcast, Hastings United only. Then I introduced everyone else. You know, the lovely John, the lovely Terry. Spread it out, listen to different clubs. I think one of the things that anyone does listen to this gets a little picture into into the different clubs around the league. That we're all in the same boat. We all love our clubs, and you know it's sometimes interesting to hear the little bits of drama that go on. But as I say, the Horsham highs of the brilliance of getting into that next round of the trophy, and then you go to Hastings, not doing so well in the South East League. But that is the highs and lows. But we still love football. I've still got a smile on my face, even though at my end, Hastings, it ain't going well, but it's going well for others, and I'm glad to hear that, and that's why we do this. I will start with the lovely. I'm going to go with John from CANVEY because 4 out of 6 in the last two. Opponent on Saturday, I'm sure it was Wingate. You beat them. You're only 4 points off it. Now, who would have thought that a little while ago, matey? Tell me about it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think as I left off on the last time we were chatting, we kind of needed a bit of a rocket uppers really to try and start getting results. And slowly but surely, looks like we have got some more points on the board now. I mean, we could have had maybe even more if we'd actually had the game against Chichester. At some point, we will play that. I think that's only the third or fourth time it's been postponed this season. But definitely makes for better viewing when I say you are fighting and getting those points on the board. Obviously started off down in Whitehawk.
Draw. Did you bump into Mark? Was he at the game?
I didn't, sadly. No, I'm not too sure if he was there because I messaged him on the way down, but he said he was caught up with a few bits, so he wasn't too sure whether he'd actually be over or not. I mean, I think it was a bit of a funny one for people anyway, because obviously they bumped it forward to a 1 o'clock, being that their floodlights still aren't working for whatever reason. But
I did try to get Mark on, but now it's obviously, remember, it used to be I'm at the gym, all this single person stuff that was going on, you know. Now it's I'm having to pick the dog up from the vet. The missus is out. I'm watching a baby. You know this. Mark would appreciate me mentioning this. Just so you know.
Yeah, cool. So we're free to all the White Hawks land all we like. But no. I mean, it was a little bit of a game of two halves, really. I mean, I think we come away from it really, at least in CANVEY terms. Feeling like we dropped 2 points, to be honest. The first half, we played really well. We were over them at times, and for whatever reason, Whitehawk, they didn't seem to look like they could get out of their half. It was us making a lot of the chances, and I think for lack of better finishing, we could have been maybe 3 or 4 up at half time. But we did get the one goal we needed. Good finish from the boy on loan from Orion we got, Abdi. A lot of amusement in the first half as well, because I don't know if there's a rugby club near there or something, but for whatever reason, you got that car park that overlooks the ground at Whitehall. Yeah. They got a coach stuck in there, so most of our amusement, at least down that far end under the tin roof, was just watching the coach helplessly trying to get out of this car park. I'm
surprised they didn't get the wheels off it. This is Whitehall now, yeah. It's probably on bricks.
That's it, exactly. Yeah, it was coming up with some.
How did it get down that little road?
I know.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I'm surprised they managed to do it as well, because by the time I'll come down with a few people in the car, and it was pretty busy then. But anyway,
I have
so
enough trouble with a minibus, so it's like,
exactly, yeah. I mean, it was literally just trying to get over that little hump bit as you come onto the turn, and that's what was doing them in. And they were there for like the whole first half, and eventually managed to get out. And so maybe like all the Whitehawk fans down the other end were cheering them as they got out. Yeah,
So
like a great
exciting
game.
game then.
Exactly,
Exciting
yeah,
game, John. Clearly.
that's it, of course, yeah. But no, I mean, second half of that game, yeah, it kind of flipped a little bit. I mean, obviously, for anyone who has been to Whitehawk, you know the kind of geography of the ground. It seems a slope, so you're kind of uphill one half and downhill the
beeps.
next. So yeah, that's it, exactly, yeah. So we were sort of downhill first half, but obviously coming uphill second half was we're quite literally an uphill battle. And we had chances really where we could have put the game to bed. Maybe again that sort of little bit of inexperience showing amongst a couple of our players. And yeah, I think as time went on, Whitehawk found their footing in the game and managed to grab an equaliser. So I'd say not the worst point in hindsight, really, considering they've picked up a few good results lately. So you take it, but obviously that led us on to that game against Potters Bar, and that was absolute must win, really, because we'd already had a situation earlier in the month where we lost to Welling, who aside from us, don't seem to beat many other teams, which is why they're down there as well. So we needed to take points off of another team around us, and thankfully we did that. And in the great sod's law that is football, I wasn't there because I was at winning, so missed us actually getting a win. But I watched highlights back, and by the looks of it, we were in control for a lot of the game. Obviously keeping up with it on sort of tender hooks while I was at the wedding, just sort of watching the goals go in.
You weren't like the best man, like you weren't.
No, not
Phone
quite.
under
Can
the
we have
desk,
the ring,
like,
please? You're like, oh, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, ironically, the bloke who was getting married, a friend of mine, he's a CANVEY fan as well. So I think he was quite curious to know by the end. But obviously went ahead in the first half. I think after a hatful of chances again, but looked like we sort of set off a little bit. Obviously allowed them away back into the game, which seemed a bit of a scuffed goal by the looks of it when you watch it on the highlights back. But got that stroke of luck that we'd been craving late in the game, 87th minute penalty. Again, coolly converted by the boy we got on loan from Orient, Abdi, and managed to tie up with a third in injury time. So I think with obviously results actually going our way for a change around us, as you say, it's sort of brought us back into the fight a bit, and it's another massive game now on Saturday against a Wingate side who seem to find it hard to pick up points as well at the moment. So we've kind of got to go.
It is
That's
home,
away. That's
it
away.
away?
It is, yeah. We're guaranteed to at least get some kind of points there because again, I can't go because I've got to sort a new car out. Yeah, it's typical. I'll miss all the best games of the season, but if we can win that, then it takes us into
back on again, isn't it? It's back on again.
It takes us right back into it, particularly if other points around, other teams around us drop points again. I mean, we do have some more difficult games coming up. We've got to play Chatham next Tuesday, and they're flying at the moment, so that's going to be a difficult one. But there are some realistic games, particularly ones at home are coming up. We've got Cray Valley this month. I think we've got Burgess Hill at the end of the month as well, which again, another team that's in a decent bit of form, but we can sort of bring them down to our level on our pitch, then that's what we want to try and do, really. But yeah, the only thing that seemed to be a bit of a shame about Saturday, it seems to be marred by I don't know, someone being an absolute prat, and saying untoward towards Potters Bar staff, really. So that's kind of left a little bit of a cloud over it, and I hope that don't hit the club in the pocket, really. Obviously, not saying you like to see at games, but hopefully the focus can keep on the football, and if we can get that win on Saturday, then as you say, right back in it, and
back on.
Hopefully it gives us that momentum we need as well.
Well, it didn't look like that a few months back, did it? I mean, it was.
It didn't look like that halfway through last month, to be honest with you. It was as I said, I think it was turn of the year. It was quite a key month for us. I mean, I think what spared our blushes more than anything really has been the amount of postponements going on with the horrid weather at the moment. So we still do have quite a few games to catch up on. Varying degrees of difficulty, but having them at home, particularly on a Tuesday night, bringing teams there, no one really fancies doing that. I mean, most people on CANVEY don't fancy getting back on the CANVEY after about 5 o'clock. So it's hopefully an advantage we can use going forward.
I love it. Thank you very much for that, John. And I'm glad that your side's picking up some points. You never know.
Yeah, fingers crossed, mate.
Stranger things happen. Although you don't have Hastings in that league to give you some points this season, so
You won't have
yeah.
or next year.
Oh, next, yeah, okay. Well, I could just write off, tell you now,
Whatever
I
happens.
don't think we're going up this year, right? Anyway, on that note, let's chat to Mark from Sittingbourne. Now, obviously, you've had some games off, but great run that you're on anyway. But Mark, you were telling me off air that you've been to a few. You've been doing a bit of ground hopping. Please tell me, fill me in. Don't physically fill me in. I know you're from Sittingbourne. Don't proper fill me in, please. But yeah, sorry, mate. Go on.
Oh, lovely. Good evening, everyone. Last time I spoke, we'd on a nice unbeaten 11-game stretch. We're still on an 11-game stretch because we haven't played. I've got a bit of a rant on referees at the moment. We've all been to football for years and we all watch football on muddy pitches and all kinds. But what is going on with referees at the moment? Our game at Broadbury Heath, we knew that would be off the previous Saturday. We knew the day before. Obviously, the rain had been horrendous and their pitch is not exactly the best. And it come down to this week. We were due to play second time in 3 games at home. We've got there at 12:10, just as the game's getting called off for 1 o'clock. We've had floodlight issues, so all our games have been at 1 o'clock at home. And 2 games running, we've had the game been called off. Looking at the pitch, because we were all looking at it mystified, the referee decided one tiny little area the ball wouldn't bounce, not giving it another 20 minutes or whatever. I don't get it. I had it last night, if I'll be honest, just slightly changing the subject. I went to Ebbsfleet against Hemel Hempstead.
Yeah.
The referee was still inspecting a 7:05 for a 7:45 kickoff. Now, if anyone knows, Ebbsfleet pitch is the most pristine pitch, and they never ever have a game called off. When the game was on, it was like a normal Saturday in March. It was perfect. So what are these referees on at the moment? It's a bit annoying because our game will be off again Saturday because we've got Erith Town. That definitely won't be played. So unfortunately, I've done a bit of ground hopping, and I'm sure my Folkestone gentlemen would be happy with me because I've seen the last 2 Folkestone games. I saw
You
the
tried
Wingate
your best, Mark. You tried your best to make them slip up, but unfortunately.
Well, I know as a CANVEY fan, I'll be happy because I saw them get Wingate and Finchley, the 4-0 game, one of the worst teams I've seen this season. Awful they are. Folkestone were 4 up inside about 20 minutes and then literally was on half a gear for the rest of the game.
Well, they're on a lot of gear in Folkestone. I've been there a few times.
Well,
I don't know if Rob agrees with me, but yeah. Go on, Mark.
Yeah, we're not far from Folkestone. We know that well. I live in Ashford, so we're not only down the road. And of course, our game getting called off at 12:10. We're looking at a game to go to. We thought we're going to see ex-Sittingbourne against ex-Sittingbourne, our ex-manager at Folkestone. So Folkestone have got 2 of our players from last year, Liam Smith and Ryan Kingsford, and Welling had 5 of our last year's team. That was another a poor game from the away team. They, Folkestone didn't even get out of first gear, so I think they're home and hose now. Only maybe Averley can catch them. Chatham will drop away. I was impressed with quite a few of their players, folks, and they look really good. Welling, looking at, I recognise most of the team. Obviously, they played for us last season. Our ex-manager and about 30 or 40 of the Sittingbourne fans all went down to the game. I could see them all in the place. I was chatting to them beforehand, and it was a good game. It was 2-0. Could have been more if Folkestone had wanted it. Welling had nothing up front.
Welling, does John Hoofer still play for Welling? Sort of left-sided player?
Yeah, he was up front. They played the ball around nicely, but it didn't look dangerous. They got nothing up front at all. Obviously I went to Ebbsfleet last night, cracking game in the conditions. It chucked it down all day, and as I said, the pitch was perfect. Another team that just sat on a lead and paid the price of the 6-minute of injury time goal. I'm desperately praying for a Sittingbourne game, but we're now well behind everyone else. And as I said, we've got Erith Saturday. That won't be on either, so there'll be another ground hopping, I would imagine. It's due to rain heavily Friday.
Yeah, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, as I said, we haven't played for that'll be the third week in a row if it is. And
so what are the Sittingbourne lot doing? Are they sorting out friendlies indoors or on?
They're just
plastic
doing it. They've been training. They trained straight away off on the pitch. Funny enough, train again Tuesday, train again Thursday. And hopefully the game will be Saturday. But I can't see it. If anyone's been to Erith Town, they'll know. Because they ground there with Thamesmead, it's probably one of the worst in the division. So that'll be any bit of rain. It was obviously off Tuesday night. Come Friday, with more rain, another deluge forecast, that'll be off as well. So looking at a game for Saturday, I thought I can go and see. Living in Ashford, so I've got plenty of obviously we're lucky in Kent because there's so many plastic pitches. So there's always a game
always
on.
come down to Margate, love.
Oh no,
Terry's. That's a Terry invite that.
Yeah, I know. Well, I do go down and see Minster, but I'll go see you lose. As your as they drag in the hills behind us, and we've got about 4 games in hand. I'm still behind it. Funny enough, my predictions at the start of the season, I'm as useless as ever. I had Hastings and Margate and us. I know.
What to go up? Yeah.
Yeah, I picked 5 teams. And I picked Whiteleaf, Hastings, Sittingbourne, and I had 3 Bridges, which is they're going to run away with it. Yeah. They've got players that have turned down 7-day approaches 4 or 5 times from various teams. They don't want to leave. I don't know what the system is down at 3 Bridges because they play in front of quite low crowds. I think they've got some serious backing or sponsorship because I can't see how they fund them players. But well played. They're a well drilled unit. I mean, I've seen them regularly over the seasons, and they are a good team. But that's my week. I'm a bit fed up.
That was the week.
I do enjoy a bit. I enjoy a bit of ground hopping, but
it's not the same though, is it? It's not.
Yeah,
the
just
same
not Margate. Okay, I get you.
No, he should be banned now, Terry. You need to ban him now. He started on you there.
Like that.
And
I'm not like that. I'm friendly to everyone. You know that.
Sorry.
I said I'm not like that. I'm friendly to everyone.
Yes. Yeah. We don't want to take that out of context, though. Don't take that out of context. Right. Well, thank you for that, Mark.
No problem.
Right. Cheers, matey. Right. I'll tell you what. Should we bring in Folkestone Rob? Are you around?
Hello, mate. Yeah, I'm here.
Hello, mate. Right. Yeah. We're just talking about your lot. I don't know what you're up to.
Yeah,
are you skiving?
No, I've got to go to work in a minute. I'm just sitting outside.
Oh, mate, you should have said. I thought you were already there and you want an unofficial break. Well, let's get you straight in then. If you've got to be quick, because I see Rob, the other Rob. He looks like he's in a tap room, so he's all right, isn't he? He's all right there. So so a couple of weeks of a wobble, but back on track, boy. So talk to me about the feeling, Folkestone. Come on, that train's moving again.
We're just like a snowplow, mate. We're just going straight. I don't know where snowplow goes, but we're heading that way. We're clearing the snow. You know what I mean? It's a bad analogy, but we're like a machine, mate, like a snowplow. Anyway, so we've had a couple of sticky results. We had 2 losses and 2 draws. I spoke to you when we'd lost to Chatham and we'd lost to who else did we lose to now? I can't remember who it was now. It was a home to Averley. Obviously, they're sort of title contenders with us. Then we played Coshilton. We drew away there. We had a home draw against Burgess Hill, that's probably the worst I've seen us play. It's always really bad.
They're not a bad side, Burgess Hill. They do.
They're not that.
They ugly things right, didn't they?
Yeah. It was just a poor game. We really looked off it. I think they're about to kick up the arse. And and Mark's already talked about a couple of the games I've been to. So the Welling game, the weekend just gone. I was watching them. I was a little bit surprised that they are where they are because they seem really organised team, but they didn't have any cutting edge at all. Yeah. And that Goofer, he didn't look. I mean, in the system he was playing, I don't know, but he didn't look half the player he did when I saw him play for Hastings, running us ragged on. What was it, Boxing Day, when you absolutely told us?
Mate. That was a dream. That was a dream.
Yeah. The picture was like the Somme, and he was just running us to bits. He was unbelievable. No. But no, he wasn't on Saturday. missing, I thought, a little bit.
Maybe because he's
but,
in Hastings.
That's probably what it
just
is,
throw it
Chris. He
out
misses
there.
you specifically.
He misses me, yeah. Saying that, he messaged me on my was it Christmas or birthday? I mean,
Yeah.
top
Oh,
man.
that's nice. Well,
Boofer.
good lad. And I had fun watching Mark's old manager, Maxwell. He's he's like a jack in the box. He's basically on the pitch kicking every ball. Involved in everything, but he's entertaining. And the other game was the Wingate game. Mark's sort of addressed the fact that how poor they were. They were really ineffective. And the first half, the game was all over in the first half. They were really poor. So but anyway, we've like I say, we picked up those couple of results. We've got a couple of away games coming up now, tricky games. Lewis away on Saturday. I was going to go, and then because I'm off, and then the following weekend we've got Dulwich away as well. So
that is
latte derbies.
Latte derbies of the finest order. That.
Yeah, mate.
Get your craft beer t-shirt on, mate.
I'll take my yogurt with me. Don't worry. Yeah. So
as long as it's an oat yogurt.
Depends where you're putting it, though, mate. Anyway,
gluten-free.
Set the label.
Yeah, so two good grounds, aren't they? They're two.
Oh yeah,
two away days. Yeah. I'm glad they're in the league because they're that's two crackers. So yeah, I'm looking forward to them two games. But I say we're just motoring on really. So nothing's really changed. Just like a snowplow, that snowplow, mate. Exactly. So yeah, I've got only positive things to say. Adam Yusuf's still not back from his injury. He was on the bench the other day. Oh, he was warming up on the pitch. I don't think they named him as a sub, but I saw him come back from his nasty concussion that he had or whatever it was. I don't know if he's going to play the weekend or what, but we've been quite lucky with injuries really as well. So far, so good, mate. So yeah, like I said a few weeks ago when I was being really arrogant, I think I do think we're going to go up or champions. That's what I think is going to happen because I haven't seen
arrogance, mate. Nothing wrong with it.
Well, yeah. But I just haven't seen a team. It's just basically down to the player, the quality of the players, and the manager. And obviously they splashed the cash, haven't they, to get these players and fund the whole thing. So there's a degree of expectation and pressure on them. So they're sort of where they should be, I think.
No, nice. Cheers, Robbo. Well, enjoy work, mate.
Thank you. I'm with you guys.
Yeah. If you've got to go, take care. Thanks for coming on. Yeah.
Cheers, guys. All the best.
Bye. Cheers. Right in. Yeah. So that's Folkestone. Right, let's go to Rob from Horsham, get yourself a beering. I'm going to get Terry in, if that's all right. Oh, he's already got, what's that? Is that a stout? He's not just stout. What are you drinking there, Rob?
It's called Baby Sedge. It's at HBC, so every beer is named after a place in Horsham. And Sedge is Sedgwick, so it's like a dark porter, yeah.
Oh, I can't stand porter.
Yeah, that's your craft wanker for you.
Absolutely. Just as that, my lovely wife passes me a beer. Thank you, my dear.
Yeah. That looks quite weak. What is that? Is that apple juice?
It's apple juice. No, it's the only thing we got left from one of our barbecues. It's Kronenberg, I think. So it's not up there with draft porters in the wankometer.
Yeah,
but
it's quite high on the wankometer.
It's definitely there, mate. No, I'll have to. Well, next time we're in Horsham when we play you in 2070, I think maybe I'll pop by.
Absolutely.
I wanted to try and end it on a massive high, but we're going to end it on a high because we might talk about Hastings, and that is let's be honest, there's nothing higher than that, is there? So you had a little mishap, Chelmsford, wasn't it? You had Chelmsford, didn't they nick a 2-1 against you?
Yeah. It was, again, I'm trying to think where we are now. So long ago. It was the last second sort of defeat. Pretty much like Maidenhead again, which I mentioned last time. I think Dom was fuming after that game. I think I've said the last few weeks we were pretty run down and knackered and tired. It's the same players going to the same deep well that they're trying to bring up performances, and that was that we left there, and it was pretty much the most I felt deflated, I think, this season. It lasted all of 30 minutes, to be fair, but it was it was hard to say that one. It was another one of those sucker punches that we seem to have had the last few weeks.
But what then happened?
Yeah, not much has happened this week, to be fair.
You forget about Chelmsford. Obviously, near a couple of thousand of you went up. So yeah, it was the first of the game.
So at Scunthorpe there was 119 of us, and the crowd had just, well, they said shite. It was 1,800, but it was a lot more than that in there. I think there's a little bit of, obviously, with the FA and the money on the gate, shall we say? But yeah,
you haven't got Billy Wood there, have you? Sorry, maybe the cousin of Billy Wood's at Scunthorpe.
There was a few mentions of it. It's like being at Hastings in front of 300. But yeah, no, it was. I think that's the thing that surprised everyone. There's sort of form going into it, and I think going up there, no one expected, obviously, the result, let alone that performance, because the last few weeks leading into it, these boys just literally were running on empty. And I think that's what shocked everyone more. And not only that we could have been, although Scunthorpe scored first, and we could have been 3 or 4 up at half time. We had one cleared off the line, we had a couple off the post, and all the Scunthorpe fans were saying it was justified. So that shocked me more, the performance. I didn't, these boys. Although it shouldn't, because the cup competitions, we seem to have, we go out of one in the Sussex Senior Cup, and then we do the FA Trophy. And you go up to Scunthorpe, who are flying high in the National League. Yeah. In the playoffs, they didn't no means they play a weakened team. They went for it. They obviously the bench was top heavy, and they brought within 35, 40 minutes of the game left still to go. They brought on their big hitters, so called 2 or 3, and we were immense at the back. Strangey came on, and Elliot, who scored the second, was, look, to a man, you've got to go up there and perform, and it still beggars belief, and there's a lot of people out there in Horsham's colours saying it was probably the best victory we've had. Obviously the Barnsley was 3-3, it was a draw, but to go up there and compete and to get the result, not and to go 1-0 behind we're on cloud 9, and then you draw Southend and you're 2 games away from Wembley. It's it's the only thing really Dom hasn't.
Crazy, isn't it?
It's mental. It's the only thing Dom hasn't really got on his resume is the Wembley appearance. So you wouldn't back the boys. Southend at home. It's probably going to be a sellout. I think
Rob, I must ask, what was that return back? I mean, I don't know if you went or not, but what was that return like coming back from Scunthorpe? What were the boys like going, and the girls, by the way, but like coming back from that journey?
It was hazy heads, because most people stayed up there. There was a coach load that went up there, but most people went up on the Saturday morning and came back Sunday. So everyone was cloud 9, and Scunthorpe held a 80s disco theme party in
perfect
luxury lounge. Perfect. Turned up to that and to the early hours of the morning. So it was all great fun. There was we got the fans up there were unbelievable. So it was a great evening by all. And all the comments have been so positive. So, yeah, that was good. And then the draw on the, you think you could get, and we finally got a home game. I don't know if that's good or not with our performances at the moment at home. They're a bit tetchy. I think most people are probably thinking if you want to progress, get an away draw, because we seem to be better away at the moment. But look, 2 games away from home in the quarterfinals from Wembley, and you've got Southend at home. It'd be obviously a tough ask, but we've beaten the top seeded team, so why can't we go and beat this? And Hornchurch did it a few years back in the COVID tailed season, I believe. So look, this time now, you just go for it. It'd be interesting to see what it does to the league, if I'm being honest. Like, I know we're pretty much safe, so it'd be really interesting to see what the team and the players. I think we are literally walking wounded at the moment, and we've got Enfield away on Saturday, but that might be curtailed with the weather, which everyone's been mentioning, which in the National League South, I know Mark was talking about the refereeing. I don't know what it is at the moment, but they seem to have 2 pitch inspections. And a lot of them, especially, I think Yeovil travelled up somewhere on Saturday and it got called off literally at like 1:30. So, fortunate there is, a lot of the pitches I've talked about, Ebbsfleet and things are decent, but Enfield is one of those old school kind of pitches, so I would be surprised if that gets go ahead with the potential rain we could have. So it might give the boys some rest and some time, and then we'll see what happens. But it's every time I come on here, I think, okay, we've got a couple of defeats, and then they'll do something. So it's been unbelievable. Like I keep saying, and it's just progressing. You think the boys, I think the players can't do any more, and then they just go again. So it's dream stuff, and there's not much more to go on about that really. It's just it is where it's
happy days, mate.
Fingers crossed for you, mate.
Cheers, mate. I appreciate it. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you.
You've got that
for the next round anyway. I mean, I know a couple of Southend fans being this part of the world, and it may well be a case of like they've got sort of split commitment. They're trying to mount a playoff challenge in the National League. A lot of them are kind of moaning about the fact they've progressed in this. They seem to think it's a bit below them. So
that's nice.
It's true though. It's true. The first comments I saw on all the socials were like, "Oh, we're going to another plastic pitch," because obviously they play Chatham. So obviously, if they get that into their head already, and that's a mindset, we'll take that all day long. We'll take it all day long. Turn up and expect that. And look, we've done it against Woking a few years back. We were in the Isthmian Premier. We've done it against Dawkins. So why not Southend? Bring them on, shove them in a pen somewhere, make it as uncomfortable as possible, and go out.
Get the lard out.
Oh, there'll be plenty of lard, mate. Don't worry about that. Don't know about the game, but there'll be plenty of lard.
Okay. Oh, that's real good stuff. Good stuff. Right. Yes. Well, should we save Hastings till last? Let's save Hastings. Let's talk to the lovely Terry, who's not been for a while.
I've been working.
Well, yeah. Hats off to you, my dear.
That's good.
Unpredictable. You're lot. You're just so like since we beat you. Since we beat you,
what are you saying?
Which was, I think, a couple of months back, wasn't it? Was it a couple of months, 6 weeks ago? I can't
Yes,
remember.
going on. Let me have a look.
Was it just before Christmas?
Yeah, 14th.
Yeah, that was it was our away day early start, so most of us were. I only had a few. I know that.
Yeah.
But since then, you're very unpredictable. But then,
we went
Saturday,
10 games unbeaten.
Dude. And then you go, what's their faces, Croydon, and smash them. Was it 2-1, 3-1? You beat them
2-1, yeah, with a croc keeper.
You got your goalie was injured. They had a early sending off, didn't they? As I remember,
well, when you put an elbow through like into someone's face, it does tend to.
It's Croydon.
The referee actually had to give that. It was in front of the line, all the fans and the referee. So yeah. Manager's son had to come off for that one, so yeah. But I say we went 10 games unbeaten.
Did you give it full lever? Did you give him? Did you tell him what's what?
I don't know what you mean. I mean, I could never be accused of raising my voice.
I think you could. I think we all know that, don't we? Yes.
I may have voiced my opinion on
famous across the southeast. You are, Terry,
and further.
Yeah. Or infamous, but anyway. So talk to me. Come on. What was it like? Come on.
Yeah, so we went 10 games unbeaten, and then December was just absolutely diabolical, useless. We won one game. That was against Herne Bay, thank God. So we got that one. And then we've been sort of like, I think injuries have been our main problem. As I say, now we've crocked another keeper. That's the third keeper we've had. But yeah, it's Ben's made the changes. He's looked at what's happening and gone, right, okay, we need to do this. The pitch on at Croydon, oh my God, I thought it was bad from the side. Watch the highlights and you see there's more sand on it than there is on the bloody beach down here. It was awful. So yeah, so again, what you were saying, Mark, about referees and that, it's like, what do they think? What? We got a handball given. The ref couldn't see it. The liner was in a better position. It's like, how's that handball? So, but yeah, we scraped through another win. So we're like, come on, we've got to build on this. Grinding out the results on awful pitches is what we need to be doing, and that's what we did on Saturday. So just got to take the momentum and hopefully go through on at home against Sheppey.
Was there many there? Because I know I'm sure I went Croydon this season, and there was like 70 people there or something depressing.
We had a count up. We reckoned it was about 100 people, and there was about 20 of us. And they put the attendance out as 217. It's like, where were they? Were they counting the seagulls?
Yeah. Just this. I mean, obviously it's a depressing one because obviously we still have a reasonable fan base particularly for this level anyway.
Yeah.
And, you go into some of these grounds and there's no one there, and you think, oh, come out.
Oh no.
Like, how does this?
I mean the fans there, they're lovely guys, but there was not 200 people there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll say we just got to keep grinding out the results and keep going, and hoping no more injuries. We got players coming back from injury now, which is helping. But I'll say we keep crocking keepers, so I don't know. We'll see what
Saturday.
Sheppey.
Oh yeah, you said Sheppey. Yeah. Oh
yeah, Sheppey then Deal next week.
Well, both winnable games.
We'll see. This is Margate we're talking about. We're not exactly predictable.
Come on, do a Rob here. Come on, predict. Come on, you're smashing them, aren't you?
Never make predictions, mate. Oh, you know me. It's one of my little.
Okay, thanks for that. Terry,
no worries.
it's always lovely to have you on. But we have a special star guest who's not been here since 2024. The wonderful. I've got corrected on your name, Rob. I apologise. It's Robert Growl, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
I've been
true.
told.
Like in,
Because I was saying
Bowel
or something like that. I don't know.
Bowel. Yeah, it sounded a bit French.
Well, yeah. I'm not known for my brains.
Well, first of all, congrats for your 150th show here.
Thank
Well
you very
done.
much.
6 years. You haven't aged a bit.
And you fucking liar. You absolute liar.
He's been on my show.
I love you. I love you dearly, Rob. So obviously anyone that's listening and watching, Robert has been on before. He's the head of the magnificent 10 German bombers, Hastings United's own German wing, going from strength to strength. I've already used that line, am I? German wing of the United. And luckily for Rob, he's had various issues that have got in the way of him watching Hastings this year. Yes, Rob, please talk to me. So what first of all, let's have what your feelings are on this season, and then just tell us a little bit about, because I know you're a lover of Bonn. How are they getting on?
First of all, I do follow the results, and I know that they're not doing well. And as a relegated team, you should be trying to get straight up again, but they're not. So and I sometimes listen to the Hastings radio on a Saturday afternoon, like usually the second half or so, while reading the papers. And
it does come with a warning now, doesn't it? Tom usually says this is not good for your health, and it's no, he doesn't say that. Sorry, go on, carry on. Sorry, Rob.
Bonn is currently, like most German non-league teams, in the winter break. We usually have quite a long winter break, which lasts all of January, or most of it. So they only had one game this year. The last two games, one at home, one away, were both postponed due to waterlogged pitch. You might know that. So they've only had one game, which they won. Luckily, so they're in the middle of nowhere basically now. They were trying to get out of the relegation zone. They were promoted last season to the fourth German tier. And they're now on 11 with 2 games in hand. Next game is on Sunday away. And if that's not called off as well, we don't know. So we
how
have
many teams in your league, Rob? How many teams? If you're 11th, what
18.
team? Oh, okay. So yeah,
18.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah. German leagues are usually much
11
smaller than English leagues. Even the Bundesliga only has 18 teams. You might know. Okay. So that's 34 games only, and no playoffs as well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as a Hastings fan, playoffs are just a crazy dream.
Yeah.
No, thanks for that, Rob. I mean, other than that, you've been well. I know you did for people that may obviously long time people like the people that are on here, they would know. But anyone who's listening or watching, I remember when you were doing that late night disco where you were doing the mixing and you put a bit of Sussex by the Sea on.
John asked me whether I still had the video, but that was on my old Samsung mobile, and that's ruined. I can't get it anymore. So it's a lost tape. Maybe it's on one of the YouTube. If someone has it on the attic in 50 years' time.
Yeah. Turn up on the Epstein files, mate.
Yeah,
it might do. Along with the lost Beatles record or something. Yeah. So I was there. The last time I was at the pilot field was in summer 24. I took my boy as well, and that was against Pocknell. But you couldn't make it. You had to work, Chris. So. The next time I'll be in Hastings will be this year in July.
Oh, so
late
the
June,
new season.
July. And John reminded me that the day we arrive is actually the day of the World Cup final, when England will play Germany, of course. And this time there will be no Russian linesmen. That chance.
But a German in charge of England. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. But I guess there will be no Hastings games on then, just friendlies maybe. But if I'm lucky, there'll be a friendly and I can go. So
we could be warming up against our future opposition like Bexhill or
we warmed up last night. We warmed up last night against Ringmer, apparently.
Ringmer, yeah.
Some friendly that we didn't know
the
about.
Phantom fixture, the club didn't even announce it. And Ringmer
As
did.
long as there's a queue at the chippy, I'm there, mate.
That's what I like.
They'll be there, mate. Don't worry about that.
I love that. I love this positive vibe. Thanks, Rob. Well, let's go to Windy quick and let's talk. I mean, were you there on the?
I could do the white leaf.
White leaf.
I was co-commentating with Tom and the legendary Simon Stoddard, and in the nice warm cube up in the top in the stand there, looking out. It was good. Actually, probably one of the best 0-0s I've seen for a long, long time. I wasn't expecting to get anything from Whiteley. They're quite a useful side, but we did all right. Thought it was okay. And probably draw was fair enough. We hit the bar twice, chances, and then it all went downhill at the weekend. So I don't know.
I think, with the white leaf, I think that first of all, the thing that I think any one of us can appreciate is obviously Hastings are of a certain standard now. We're obviously we're not very good, but our pitch brought Whiteleaf down to our level. Yeah, but a pitch can bring you down to a level, but if you haven't got 110% effort, closing down, constant 90 minutes of pressure that we put on them, we made them make mistakes, which created chances. That's how we, so we would have lost that game otherwise.
Yeah, there's an entertaining game, and I mean, Whiteley for a big solid. I don't know if any of you lot have seen them, but they're pretty powerful in defence. Big lads.
Remember their number 5?
Yeah, is that
he had the size of his
I think it was that.
Call it his middle region.
I think
not his
torso.
His torso, not his massive wanger. I'm saying he had a big old unit. He was.
Yeah, I think Anthony Grant, who started off at Chelsea in the early 2000s. Yeah. He's still quite useful, So they got I still fancy them to give Free Bridges a bit of a run at the end. If Free Bridges slip up, Whiteleaf are the team that might just nick it off of them.
I think. Yeah.
But I think Free Bridges are, like Mark was saying, they've got somewhere along the line, they've got some hidden money. It's got to come from somewhere because it's not the crowds, is it? I don't know.
So anyway, I mean, we kind of huffed and puffed, didn't we? And I know we hit the bar, but it can sound like they were crucial.
You should have scored, basically.
But, when people have got their headers in front of goal and they're going like that. And it's just okay. So there was lots of effort. I can't fault them against Whiteleaf. They gave it everything because I think they needed
picked up an injury, didn't we, in the warm up? Our goalie, Harley Earl. So
I don't ever want to talk about this. Oh, okay, right, yeah. So Harley Earl got injured. Terry, you would have met his granddad. You met Harley Earl's granddad. Yes, you remember him, yeah. So the one positive we've got from this season, the one positive, and there is Harley Earl, who's a young keeper that's kind of come through the rank, and his granddad goes to games. He's really sweet lad. And his granddad interacts with the fans, right? And he's definitely one for the future. Harley, he's a good keeper, and has kept us in games. And he's one of those ones you think, if you can hang around for a few years, you're only going to get better. So apparently he had an illness. There's also here wobblings that he's just been dropped, and our sort of reserve keeper went in, and it kind of, particularly for someone like me, it's like this is the one thing that is the positive. The one place you shouldn't be dropping. If it's anywhere on that pitch, it's the goalie. So this then led into Faversham, where I bumped into Harley. Didn't talk to him, so this is not from Harley. But he looked as sad as anything because he's not playing. And to be fair, this guy Harry Hell came in, did a couple of good saves. But your number one is Harley Earl, and that's where it should stay. He's done nothing wrong all season, in my opinion. So we talk Faversham. So Faversham, we scored early, nice work goal. It was after about 10 minutes, and then Faversham kicked into the gears. And it was particularly once they equalised, which was coming. It was a training ground game. It felt like Faversham were going at 70%. It was the antithesis of the game before, which we would have needed to be like to have got anything out of Faversham. They're a good team, and I don't mind losing. I've got no problem losing. They're used to losing now. It's the way you lose, and for anyone that's seen the Faversham, which I doubt anyone but maybe Wendy has seen, the Faversham highlights, where it's just like far too much space, no real commitment, like the vibes the players were giving off. It reminded me of watching that nightmare of the Hendon game when we got stuffed. Was it 9-0? I wasn't at that game. Only I mean, big shout to Suggsy. He went to that game, and everyone else that went to Hendon and didn't commit Harry carry. But yeah, shocking goals, really, really shocking. But it was done. What was quite sad was I was there with worth mentioning. Actually, we're going to go back to something. So our esteemed assistant scout, women's manager Billy Wood, put up on socials that basically, come on, where's this crowd? We need to get behind the boys and all this sort of stuff. I think, and he was rightly, and I told him to his face as well. But, and to be fair to Billy, he front up and he'll be the pantomime villain for anyone. But, he's lucky he's got a crowd here because we've watched, it's got to be getting on for 3 years now, the massive decline of this club. Not just results, just decline everywhere. Just, I know there's obviously a lot of fair weathers that disappear when your team starts losing, but it's more than that. The place feels like it's running down. And Billy had made this big statement just before the 0-0 game. And to be fair, it fired up the fans. So, yeah, it might, but then we came to, and we got comments from the manager afterwards, after the draw. But what usually happens, which is Hastings, this is no dig against this manager because it happened before. We lose a game, you don't hear anything. It's like, oh, okay. Like, you don't just talk when you're winning or you get a decent draw against a decent side. You want to hear because sometimes you learn more when you lose a game. Most of the time. Go on, sorry, mate. Go on.
What's your opinion on the twice recently we've had midweek friendlies? One was in Sheppey, not against Sheppey, at Sheppey Sports, which we took a whole lot of players over all that way over midweek.
Yeah.
So Sheppey Sports 1-6-1, but I don't know what league they're in, even if it might be a pub team for all I know. And then last night they played Ringmer over at Ringmer. Nobody knew about it. It's obviously perhaps behind closed doors, but if at Ringmer, you don't close doors at Ringmer. It's always closed anyway. So maybe
I think with the one with the first one you mentioned, I think it was to give because
you don't just come in.
We're just going through players all the time.
Yeah, I'll get that. But
like we had James Stone. You talking about Burgess Hill, John? Was it you, John? I can't remember who was talking about
John. Yeah.
Or was it John? Yeah. He a guy called James Stone's just signed for Burgess Hill from us, and the plan was that we were going to build a team around him. This was after all the changes that happened. Well, he's gone now, and he's gone to Burgess Hill, and we've got another player in. Do you know what? I frankly don't know. You didn't say Grace Jones?
Is it Forensic Jones?
Forensic. Mate, I'd have
I'm from
Grace
Lewis,
Jones up front, mate.
Grace
She's all
Jones.
elbows, mate. She won't mess about.
Yeah, blimey.
I saw her in that Bond film, right? Yeah, but Lucas, Franz, and Jones. And we just, I can't.
I know it's
you've got the constant changes, but I think with that first game, John, I think that was.
Yeah, I'll get that one.
The manager needed to get some minutes in these players' legs because obviously the training wise, I think we're training in Brighton. I don't think we're training in Hastings. So, and this other one, like I heard about this sort of 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon from some of the lads on the Hastings chat that we were playing this team. And, that Ringmer are advertising it and we've got this game coming up and they do the Twitter, 10th minute shot and goals and whatever. And it's a shame that we can't, it's obviously too late to kind of organise people to get there. It would be nice from like someone say something. And I mean, that's just, it adds to how, it does feel disjointed, I mean, I'm always going to love Hastings, but I don't love this team. I don't even love the ground anymore. It's the people. It's like you, Windy. It's like Amy and Sarah. It's Gina and behind the on the turnstile. It's the gang in the selling the 50-50. It's Suggs and Nick and bloody Kev and Matt. All the it's the people.
It's family.
Exactly, it's a family, and I mean, I do feel a massive disc, So I can't lie about it. So.
Hopefully, in the summer, Robert will come over from Germany, and we'll find a friendly for him.
Bring your Deutschmarks, Rob. Bring your Deutschmarks.
I have to take him over the West.
We can't bring our bombers because they're all in Lithuania. We don't have to be.
Yeah, well, I might have to bring your mum. She's coming with you, and your son. So
awesome.
Yeah, she'll tell them.
Yeah, she will.
But I mean, who would own a football club? I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's all well and good. Like, I do want. I need that connection back. It is a massive disconnect, and it isn't about results. I don't want any. They probably think that it's not about that. Like people still come back despite us being proper. Yes, a club like Hastings should not be in this position. They should not be here, but we are.
We're still getting about 600, aren't we? That says it all really about the fans, doesn't it? They turn up.
But I like me. I try and drag a few out.
Yeah.
For the games, and it's getting more difficult, and I can understand it because people ain't got money.
No. And it's not cheap, is it?
And when you go in and you just want that. That's all I'd say. It's not about the winning. Well, obviously to a degree you get your fair weathers back if you're winning, but we all understand that. You love the club, and you sort of love the club. You love the place. So I don't know. It's a toughie at the minute, and Three Bridges on Saturday.
Yeah, if
that's on, get that tin out on, mate.
Yeah,
get the tin out on because Three Bridges are not going to show us any mercy. It'd be very lucky if we get a result against them. But we are where we are, really. And we're
I won't be there on Saturday. So
are you not?
No, I can't make it. But I hope they win or get a draw at least to be something.
Well, I might do a cheeky one then because I'm on night. So if I go, I'll go in the box. So then no one can hurl anything at me if I'm in that box doing the commentary.
Yeah, there you go. Tom's always welcoming, isn't he? He does a great job. I have to mention him again.
Tom, it was a magnificent job.
Much like yourself, though, Chris. Like Robert said. No, seriously, 150 podcasts. But there's no other clubs around in this area.
Well, it was about Hastings.
Yeah.
It was all about Hastings, and they really didn't want to know, and neither did the Hastings fans.
And now it's an Isthmian fan.
And it's kind of just, it's what it is now. Yeah. I have fun, so
we all enjoy it.
I mean, I know you lot do come in on having a little natter and that, but because we all have football.
And we all have our mysteries. Like mystery this week is, does Mark still go to the gym?
Well, Mark did message me. He has messaged me here. Let's have a quick look here.
Lifting the dog in one arm and the baby in the other.
Yeah.
It's proper hectic. I might drop by. Okay, well, he's running out of time here.
Yeah. He's got stuck behind that bus, Mark, John.
I think he has, probably. Yeah, very weird that still trying to get out of Brighton.
Yeah. But no, so it's not bringing up Mark. I miss Mark. Obviously, I missed yourself, John, and obviously Terry. We at least we can still for this season. For this season, we might we still catch up. And obviously, yourself, Mark, at Sittingbourne. It's the people. It's catching up with people, and we have a laugh, don't we? And I don't know if we'll have that at Bexhill. I'm not sure. Westfield, Little Common.
Well, Robert,
it's not going to happen. I hope not. Anyway, but
we'll get Robert to fly in the 10 German bombers, and that'll be it, won't it? That'll double the crowd.
No, don't put any pressure on me.
No, listen, and just shout for anyone that still listens or watches this. Much love to you all. I do it for everyone, the football family. It really is. You might think I'm nuts for still doing it, but I love Hastings. I love football. I love the old football family. So I don't want to get soppy about it. I don't want to get soppy about it. But it's and please carry on this wonderful journey. Because other teams win, not Hastings, but at least other teams. Listen to other teams winning.
Yeah.
But listen, thanks, gang. Love you all. John from CANVEY, the windy one from Hastings, the superb Robert GRAUELL of the mighty Bonne FC, and 10 German Bomber fame, the lovely Terry from Margate. And of course, Mark from the mighty, unbeaten Sittingbourne. I wish you adieu, and hopefully we got some games on Saturday and see you at the game.
Enjoy.
See you guys.
See you around, folks.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.